How can artists increase their sales and income? I'm Hallie with Artsy Shark, and this video is about adding value to your work and your small business. Artists who expand the perception of the value of their work can sell to a wider and more engaged audience. Let's take a look at two different ways artists can add value. In this video, we will be looking at building professional value and also personal value. First, let's look at professional value. When you learn new skills and have more ways to offer services to potential clients, you can leverage them into income streams. We recommend that artists continue to learn by taking workshops and exploring new mediums, techniques, and methods. Continually learning puts you in a position to use these ideas to evolve your own body of work and also enter new markets. As an example, let's explore decorative painting. This is a niche for artists who want to gain customers looking for specialty and commissioned art and is currently in high demand. We talked with Diane Williams of the International Decorative Artisans League about ways to learn more on this topic. Diane, how has the demand for decorative painting evolved in recent years?
Decorative painting has definitely evolved over the years. It has moved way past the sponging and rag rolling and stenciling of bunnies and duckies and flowers that many people might think of when they think of decorative painting or faux finishing. Now it involves working with sophisticated plasters, elaborate patterns on floors and ceilings and walls. Virtually every surface can be touched with decorative painting. It has certainly become an important part of the design industry, working with different designers and architectural firms and just homeowners in general. Decorative painting is very encompassing. Like I said earlier, from plasters to glazes to stenciling, it really is an important part of every designer's toolkit for what they can bring to their clients.
It's incredible how far decorative painting has come. I love that it's such a versatile tool for designers now. What specific skills or techniques can artists learn to start working in the decorative arts?
Some of the skills needed as a decorative painter start with the basics of understanding color theory. It's really important to be able to mix a custom glaze for a specific project or mix a colored plaster for the perfect color for a project. So learning those basics to start with are very important. And most of the techniques in decorative painting can be accomplished very nicely with a lot of practice. The difference in artistry on canvas and decorative painting is our surfaces are much bigger. We work on full rooms, giant walls, ceilings, floors. So learning the scale of working that size is very valuable. And that comes with taking classes and just practicing. Another important skill for a decorative painter is learning how to manipulate a glaze on a surface. We work with a lot of custom mixed glazes that you need to learn to apply with different techniques and tools depending on the look that you're going for. Also learning to handle a trowel with all of the different decorative plasters. There are many, many different types of plasters and types of trowels that a decorative painter works with. So learning the tools of the trade are very important because we have a vast array of tools that we work with.
It's clear that having the right tools and knowing how to use them can really make a difference in the final product. How does your organization support artists who want to turn their newly acquired skills into profitable business opportunities?
IDAL is a nonprofit organization that was started back in 1982 and has been evolving and growing ever since. One of the great things that IDAL does to support our members is offering training. We have a yearly convention held. It moves around the country. This year it's going to be in St. Louis, Missouri in early November. You can go on the website to get all of the information about that, idal.org. And also we have a mentorship program that we offer. It's a 6-month program working with brand new decorative painters. You are paired up with an established, longer working artisan who can help answer all your questions, from techniques to working with designers to getting new clients to how to get designers to pay attention to you. And we also offer a discounted rate for insurance specifically for decorative painters, which as an artist, it is incredibly important that you have insurance, especially in our field, because we're working within people's homes. And unfortunately, sometimes some paint spills or something might happen. So we offer a wonderful insurance that will cover your backside in case anything unfortunate were to happen.
Having a mentor to help you navigate everything from techniques to business practices must make a huge difference for new decorative artists. I'm going to place a link in the description of this video, so check that out if this sounds like something that might be a good fit for your business. You can see how adding knowledge and skills enables an artist in business to begin to approach a new market and land clients. But there is another way to add value to the work you already make. This is personal value. We know what people care about the most: themselves. They want to buy art that is meaningful to them and reflects their interests and values. Artists can make a connection that resonates with customers a couple of different ways. You as the artist can share your personal story, why you create art and why it matters. And you can tell stories about individual works of art. Here's an example of a photographer who is using storytelling quite effectively. Matthew Cortellesi is a New Yorker through and through. He creates fascinating photography that is all about New York, using reflection as a trademark style. He is fully immersed in a specific niche, and his work appeals to people who live in New York, love New York, or have great memories of the city. Each one of his urban photos is posted on social media and his website with a full personal story that includes the place, date, and time of the shot. His narration is compelling as he draws you into each setting and the why behind every photo. We asked him to share his thinking and how he uses storytelling to add personal and emotional value to his work. Hi, Macky. Can you describe how a personal story behind a photograph has resonated with your audience?
Thanks, Haley. I appreciate you having me. As you can see, I'm taking a call from a location that I'm very familiar with. It's Times Square. I spend a lot of time here and write a lot of stories about it and take a lot of pictures. The stories in my photographs have become almost as important as the photograph itself. I think people are connected to the image because a lot of the photographs I take are pictures of New York. Most of them are. And so people do have some connection either by being here or through some movies or some other experience that they might have had. My photographs are mostly reflections, and so it allows for the picture and the story to be in a reflective kind of tone. My first stories I don't write about myself. I write about the experience, and I try to incorporate moods and emotions and things that I feel so that the reader is also somehow connected in their own way to the story, not only the story, but how that story relates to the image. And I have people writing me all the time saying, I love the story. I love the story almost as much as I love the photograph. And so it's taken on a life of its own. I thought I was a photographer, but it turns out I'm a storyteller as well. And of course, all photographs have a story. I shoot in a way that I don't want the photograph to, shove down your throat what you're looking at. I want you to kind of develop what your own thoughts are with regards to the image. And the story that I have associated with it might not be directly related to the image, but it might be somehow connected. So I'm happy to be able to do it. I'm in a great environment to do it. There's a million stories right down the street. So it's a good environment to do it, and I recommend people to try to take their photograph and take it into the next level through words.
It's really interesting how you let people interpret your photos in their own way while guiding them through your storytelling. That openness must invite deeper engagement. How do you incorporate customer feedback into your offerings and storytelling?
That's funny that you ask. The feedback is very interesting because New York, it could look like any city if you shoot it in a particular way. But of course, if you shoot some of the iconic images such as the Brooklyn Bridge, Times Square, Central Park, Empire State Building, those are images that people seem to have a connection with. I do try to expand beyond the usual images of New York. The response is sometimes more powerful when people can see the image. Of course, when people are filing through Instagram, say, they'll stop when they see something they recognize. The Brooklyn Bridge type of images never fail. Originally, when I started taking pictures, I didn't want to have any people in my images. And now I like to incorporate the human element into the image itself. One of the things that I try to avoid is having any cars in my photographs. That might be a weirdo, but that's just the way I don't like to have any cars in my photographs unless the car itself is the subject matter. But people seem to be responding very well to New York as a whole. I'd be curious to see how my road show would work if I go to another city like Cincinnati. Would I be able to, as successful as I am outside of New York? Well, we'll have to find out, won't we?
I can definitely see how people are drawn to the familiar, but it's so cool that you push beyond those usual images to expand their view of New York. What advice would you give to photographers looking to add value to their portfolio and increase their earnings?
Listen, there's no magic potion that you could do to be successful in photography or trying to sell any product online. Obviously, there's methodology to driving traffic to your website, but the real thing, in my opinion, is the connection with the audience. I think people are buying me as much as they're buying. I like to get on the phone. I like to speak with all of my customers. Even though I do have a print on demand, I generally reach back to them and speak to them in person and get to know them. And I think that they respond to that because now they feel even more connected to the print that they're going to put into their house. The real thing is you got to just be yourself. Being genuine is the real, like anything in life, being genuine is going to be your roadmap to success, because you can fool people sometimes, but you can't fool them all the time, right? So just keep doing what you're doing and try not to be anybody else. Just be yourself. Eventually, people will start to notice what you're doing. It might not start today, but eventually, if you keep going at it, you keep getting better at what you're doing, you will be successful. And I wish you the most success, all of you. And I appreciate talking to Haley. Hope all is well. Talk to you soon.
It's refreshing to hear that staying true to yourself can be a powerful strategy for success in photography and beyond. Adding value to your art business is all about continuous growth and making deeper connections with your audience. By building your professional skills and sharing personal stories, you can attract more clients and create a stronger impact with your work. Thanks to Diane and Matthew for sharing their valuable insights today. If you're ready to implement these strategies, start by exploring new techniques and telling the story behind your art. It can make all the difference. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss out on more business tips for artists.